We are back with another monthly wrap-up of some of the weird, bizarre, and even scary news to come out of Japan over the last month. So, what happened over the last month or so? Let's take a look. Number 1. Let's kick this month off with a little local news. For me, anyway. It was reported last month that a city councillor from Yonago City in Tottori Prefecture, a city I've personally spent a lot of time in as it was basically just down the road from where I lived in Matsue, was arrested for accepting a 1 million yen bribe. And what exactly was he being bribed for? Well, someone wanted less monkeys in the park. Yes, you heard that right. First, some background. Minatoyama Park can be found just a short distance from Yonago Station, and this park just so happens to be famous for its cherry blossoms and monkey enclosure. Now, while it's a public park, it's actually run by the Yonago Public Park Partners Joint Venture. And according to news reports, on June 26, 2024, a 70-year-old man representing this joint venture met with the city councillor in a parking lot, handed him 1 million yen in cash, and asked if he couldn't perhaps do something about reducing the number of monkeys in the park. The councillor has actually brought this topic up several times since reportedly accepting the bribe, and police believe it was done to save on operation costs. Keeping a large number of monkeys isn't cheap, after all. And it seems the councillor did make efforts, as there used to be 50 monkeys in the park, but there are now only 37. Several have escaped over the years, making one wonder if perhaps the enclosure was deliberately not locked up as tightly as it should have been. As of making this video, all monkeys remain safe, but what will happen to their enclosure and those who run it remains to be seen. Number 2. Visitors to the Nagoya Dome were treated to a rather shocking sight towards the end of April, as numerous Chunichi Dragons fans, the local baseball team, noticed, well, piles of salt all over the stadium. You know, the type of salt you generally see when people are trying to get rid of ghosts. Was the stadium, or perhaps even the team, haunted? Well, maybe. Seems numerous players from the team have suffered injuries this year, and the team has started the baseball season with 5 defeats in a row, sending them straight to the bottom of the leadership tables. Safe to say, they're not having a good time this year. The salt was reportedly sourced from Kumamoto, known for its powerful purification salt that's said to drive away evil. So, it appears the baseball team is no longer taking any chances. Whether the purifying salt will have any effect remains to be seen, but hey, at this point, it certainly can't hurt to try, right? Number 3. On April 7th, sections of the Tokaido Shinkansen, which runs between Tokyo and Shin Osaka, were shut down, causing delays for over 50,000 passengers. And what exactly was the problem? Well, it appeared someone was taking a casual stroll across the tracks. Police arrested a 39-year-old Brazilian man, who they claim climbed onto the railway tracks around 4 p.m. from Shizuoka Station, which is quite some distance from the man's home in Hiroshima. He then walked all the way over to Higashi Shizuoka Station, where he was picked up and questioned. And why did this man decide to take a stroll on the bullet train tracks? Well, you see, the Yakuza were after him. Apparently. Nobody ever saw any organized gang members, nor does it really make much sense to take a stroll down some bullet train tracks if you're on the run from the Yakuza. But that was his excuse, and police are still investigating. Number 4. Customers of a chiropractic clinic in Shinjuku were treated to a rather interesting sign towards the end of April. It stated the store would be closed for the day, which in and of itself isn't that strange. But the sign also gave a rather unexpected reason as for why. The owner was playing video games. Fate Stay Night in particular. Now, as someone who has also taken the day off work to play video games before, I get it. And as it turns out, this particular clinic is known for being, well, a hotspot for gamers and nerds, and their official Twitter profile even outright states, the store will occasionally close so the owner can take part in his fandom activities. To that, I say, good on ya, mate. Everyone could use more time off to simply do what they want, honestly, so enjoy your gaming. It also works as a clever bit of marketing as well, so hey, well played. Number 5. You have no money. You need to get home. In this sort of situation, what would you do? Well, a man from Kisarazu City in Chiba Prefecture found himself in this same predicament while he was all the way over in Aichi Prefecture, several hundreds of kilometers away from home. And what did he decide to do? Well, steal a fire truck, obviously. According to reports, a fire truck responded to a fire in some women's toilets around 4:30 a.m. on April 26th. Shortly after the firefighters arrived, the man jumped in their truck and stole it, driving north for about 10 kilometers before finally crashing. When questioned by police, he admitted to stealing the truck because he had no money, and implied that he also started the fire to get the fire truck to show up in the first place. No, he never explained why he specifically wanted to steal a fire truck to drive several hundreds of kilometers across the country home, but hey, it's all part of the adventure, I guess. Number 6. Tales of criminals being thwarted by their victims not falling for their scams are honestly some of my favourite pieces of news. And, like the phone scammer who called an actual police officer while pretending to be a police officer, this month we have another criminal being left in an awkward position when a potential victim of his simply agreed to go along with his bullshit. It was reported that on April 26th, around 10 a.m, a police officer stopped a junior high student who was riding her bike on the footpath. He told her she wasn't allowed to ride there and she'd have to pay a fine of 10,000 yen. Cash, of course. Of course, seemed the girl smelled his bullshit from a mile away and gave him a surprising answer. Yeah, alright. Let me just call my mum then. Seemed the police officer didn't actually expect the girl to get any authority figures involved, let alone her mother, so he just walked away. They then went to the actual police, who are now on the lookout for a man described as being in his 40s and around 170 centimeters tall, carrying around a red glow stick while pretending to be a cop. Number 7. In some incredibly bizarre news, it was reported that on April 5th, police were summoned to a park in Kawanishi City, Hyogo Prefecture, after an 89-year-old man and a woman in her 40s got into a scuffle. It's unknown what exactly caused the argument, but as they were arguing, the elderly man suddenly bit the woman on the arm. When police arrived, the man refused to get into their car and simply sat down. He was put onto a stretcher, but because he didn't look so well and seemed to be on the verge of passing out, the police took him to the hospital instead of back to the station. An hour and a half later, he was confirmed dead. Police have denied any sort of physical handling of the man, claiming they didn't even restrain him. His condition rapidly deteriorated after being placed in the police car, however, and investigations are still underway to figure out why exactly he died and why he suddenly bit a random woman. I've seen numerous zombie movies that started just like this. I'm just saying. Number 8. Have you ever thought to yourself, you know what this planet is missing? A magazine about toilets. Never fear, my friends. Japan has once again got you covered. Last month, and bear with me, this is a long title, Genki Real Muk Open, just like the real thing, real sound flushing toilet came out. MOOCs are a sort of magazine/book combination that Japan loves, and this is, you guessed it, all about dunnies. But this MOOC doesn't just teach you how to use them or how they work. Like the title states, it comes with an actual model toilet that you can open and makes real toilet sounds. You can make the flushing sound, or even the whooshing sound when everything gets sucked down real fast. It even comes with its own little cubicle for real authenticity. Now that's how you sell a magazine. As of making this video, it was ranked as a #1 bestseller on Amazon, so clearly I'm not the only person who thinks so. Number 9. Current world events are hitting all of us hard, and they're already starting to have a direct impact on the food industry in Japan as well. Unfortunately, due to a shortage of crude petrol, one unexpected industry in particular has been hit hard. Are you a pudding enjoyer? Well, sorry, but it appears that pudding sales in Japan are potentially about to be suspended. The problem is that without this crude petrol, the plastic containers necessary to, hold the pudding cannot be made. No containers, no pudding. This has led to many wanting to start a revolt over the mere potential of losing their precious pudding, while others have suggested they switch to cardboard or drop plastic from other foods before pudding. But either way, things are still likely to get worse before they get better, and puddings are unfortunately just the tip of the iceberg. Number 10. And finally this month, I'm willing to try a lot of strange foods and drinks, but honestly, this one might be a tough ask even for me. You can now buy some sake called Secret Spring that's made from chuhicha, which is a type of tea created by a Kyoto University graduate student. If you are, unfortunately in this instance, able to read kanji, then you should immediately be able to spot why the idea of drinking this makes me a little uncomfortable. This tea uses the characters for insect, secret, and tea. And what's the secret? Well, poop. It's insect poop. This tea is made using the excrement of moth larvae that have eaten and digested plant leaves in particular. This digestion apparently works similar to fermentation, which, according to its creator, means it follows the same principle as regular Chinese or black tea. But last I checked, my regular black tea wasn't digested and pooped out by a moth larva, so, no. Either way, this tea is used to create the sake, which is said to have a floral hint like cherry blossoms, and the umami of rice that mix to create an indescribable taste. Yeah, I bet. This poop sake is now available for 3,300 yen, if you're brave enough. I mean, it's an experience, I guess. And that's just some of the weird, bizarre, terrifying, and also kind of funny news that came out of Japan last month. But what about you guys? Hear of anything odd or terrifying? Weird or funny? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.